Hi, you guys. So it was hot in the house. Today is a backyard day. And if you hear background music or sounds, that's a backyard in LA. Hey. So hopefully you can hear me pretty good. Because I wanted to talk to you guys about something I thought was pretty serious, you know? One thing I'm noticing across the board with my clients is my clients that come and they are manifesting generators and they are manifesting generators or generators, and they have most of them have open heads, but not all of them. They all are dealing with either severe or physical ailments and conditions in general between this area of their body, from like the pelvis to like up here, you know, the intestines, the colon, digestive system, the uterus, those areas, right? So I'm like, there's no coincidence in that. So I really started to look deeper into it. And what happened was, one of my clients, I was looking at their Ayurvedic doshas to see, you know, what was out of balance, because they were having trouble with defecation. They were having neuropathy symptoms, like random pains, and off top I know that you're having neurological issues. That's the brain. If you're having random just pains and it's like surface pain, that's the brain, because that's the nervous system. So that means that something is having a chemical imbalance up here, or being overworked up here, to where it's just out of whack. The Veda dosha actually handles the nervous system, the central nervous system, right? So I'm looking at this person, I'm like, okay, so the energy in your body that actually governs the nervous system is off balance. What else do I see that makes sense or might be a cause of this? So I'm looking at their human design, and I'm like, solar plexus authority. Well, solar plexus is also in charge of the central nervous system and emotions, right? They're emotional decision makers. And I know that people are it's frowned upon because of the ignorance in the world. Just like we'll get to that later, because even like certain terminologies and utilizing human design, even with me being a projector, people are told that when they hear that term, they were conditioned to thinking that somebody's projecting onto them something that's inside of them. You know what I mean? Like it was given a negative connotation when that's not what it means. That's not the definition of what those people do. But same thing with people who are solar plexus authority. You are emotional decision makers. So when people say, oh, you're just being emotional or like this or that, well, that's one of your strengths actually. And the way it works, and it's very important that you understand this, because I understand why you're having problems, and it is materializing into physical illnesses or dis-ease in the body. So the way your authority works, what is authority for those of you who don't know? So authority is in human design is how it's your force and strength on making decisions. For example, I'm splenic, right? I'm splenic authority. So what that means is, when it's time to make serious decisions, or when it's time to have discernment about things around me and environments, I get a intense, quick alarm in my spleen. I have splenic authority people are kind of like how the animals are. It's very it's instinctual, very intense and instinctual, and right there. Well, before I started studying human design, I was having trouble with my pancreas. And it wasn't until I went and had a entheogen medicine session with a friend of mine. And she gave me some cannabis oil, try her new oil or whatever. And it probably took a little bit more than I was supposed to. So it became a full spiritual experience for me. And I felt the medicine dig deep into this area. And then I noticed that when I would have certain thoughts, it would hurt. So I'm like, okay, these kind of thoughts and then these people in my life caused my alarm to go off to the point to where, and I'm just continuously dealing with it to the point to where it's making me sick, physically sick. I'm forcing myself to be around situations where my alarm is like, make a move, do something different, listen to me, you know? And I was becoming to be sick. So, and then when I purged, once I realized that understanding, and then I felt better. And I started to work on, healing this part of my body. So I say that to say, so I started looking at people's authority when they have certain illnesses or certain problems. When you have solar plexus authority, that means when it's time for you to make a decision, your strength utilizes emotions, weighs them out to make the decision. So what happens with you is when you are being placed with a time to make an important decision, whether if it's in business, if it's your relationship or something like that, the first thing that happens to your insides is it goes whoo, like, because it raises at all the emotions that it can weigh out, and then it lands at the right one. It kind of like weighs it out like a scale, but instead of you putting something on the scale just going to tip, the scale goes okay. But what happens is most people are not taught about their authority. So all they know is something happened that rattled them up a little bit. So they go off the first emotion that hits the high note. And then what happens is when it calms down, you're like, oh, that was a bad decision. Or like, why am I doing this? I didn't really want to do that. Because you made a decision based on the highs before it neutralized into the right decision. You are not a fast decision maker, especially when it comes to serious matters. You're not that person. You have to accept that. And when I brought up earlier people with open head centers, you have to be very mindful of that, because what you'll do is you'll get caught up in not realizing you're receiving the stresses and the pressures of other people's mindsets, of other people's thoughts and worries and what they have on their mind, decisions that they need to make, thinking that it's you with all that pressure and worry. And you may be going through your own as well. So you're giving your mind all of these thoughts and worries and things to make decisions on. So then your solar plexus is like, okay, making a decision on this one. Oh wait, no, this one. Okay, no, this one. No, this one. And it's just like all over the place with emotions going up and down. So then what happens is you got all these emotions. You are like feeling all overwhelmed and undone. So what you do is you compact the energy to try to control it. So while it's all unstable, you hold it in, you ball it in to try to control it. So now you have a mass, that unstable energy mass, because generators and manifesting generators are energy types, which means that you consistently create new life force energy. So if you're creating new life force energy, it's very important for you to be focusing that energy on things you want to manifest or you want to build and move. You are the builders of the world. You are the highest percentage of the human design types. The generator is the most, and then you have the manifesting generator, which is a hybrid of the generator and the manifester. So you create new energy and it can manifest. It builds things. It draws people in to build. So if you're drawing people in and drawing energy in and at the same time it's all unstable inside because you don't know what decisions to make, because you're just all overwhelmed because you're making bad decisions based on the highs of your authority type, what happens is once you start to put all that together into a ball to try to control it, it materializes into the physical body as an illness or dis-ease. You are forming dis-ease and materializing actual living forces in your body that is making you sick. So I need you, manifesting generators and generators, primarily, because that's what I'm coming across in my practice, especially if you have an open head. I need you to understand your authority, to work with it, and work with your strategy. Your strategy is to respond. You can't afford to be frustrated. When you're not yourself, you're frustrated. When you are yourself, you're satisfied. You'll be more satisfied if you're utilizing first how your aura moves. Your aura pulls people in and pulls things in. So if you're just working on you and focusing energy on things that make you feel satisfied, that you love, and don't make you think too hard about it, you know, like it just is. It just flows for you. Then it'll bring energy and bring opportunities to you for you to respond to. And then you won't feel much resistance, because it'll be like it came into your space, it came into your algorithm, and then you respond to it, and it makes decision making easier, because as it comes to you, you can kind of weigh it out as you like, and the energy that you already in and flowing in, and then say yeah or no, you know, and you feel satisfied in the process. But if you're in your space just like using your mind, just thinking and worrying, and don't know what decisions to make in life, and so then your solar plexus is like, oh my god, what are we doing, this one, everything is chaotic, and you're feeling frustrated, and you're trying to reach for people, reach for things, because you're not seeing things come to you. You're not utilizing your alchemy, and you're getting sick. You're getting sick, and I don't want you to keep getting sick, okay? So hopefully this helps somebody out there. If you do not know your human design type, your authority type, you know, or any of those things, your strategy, or what even these terminologies even mean, I do human design readings. I have a basics where I take you over everything and you ask a question if you want to dig a little more thorough in something. And then I have the more thorough readings where we get a lot deeper into multiple questions and things you may have about yourself, and just kind of digging in and busting things down in general, on top of displaying your talking about your body graph and your strategy and your aura type and how to, you know, move without resistance in life. So if you're interested in that, look in the description box and just text the number, you know. Thank you everybody who just comes and has been being a part of my journey in my practice, and allowing me to be a part of yours and your transformation that starts with self-understanding. And then the coaching and guidance that comes in our tarot readings, in our astrology readings, in our human design readings. Like, you guys are really getting a lot of, I'm seeing the growth, and I'm seeing the ahas and the understanding, and it's beautiful. It really is. So peace and love, you guys. Keep caring about yourself, keep growing, keep expanding. Look back on the next video that's gonna pop up, because I'm gonna do a reading, okay? I might go in the house for it. It's supposed to be a little more quiet, but talk to you in a second. Bye.